body break. Step out of the racket, hitting the surface of the my way. Spitting as this fragments are thrown at me with beautiful hues that you send it back to me. Trash people majesties, building up travesties when they get to get torn down by these fucking human beings. They souls holographed by the universe, they still ain't see it. I take my exploration inside, realize what I'm seeking. Sheeple and puppets remain amongst the stars, meant to go false, yeah, they're who we are. A wild woman, I like it, that's causing a ruckus. Had to call out to God to find if I'm still blessed. Best believe for sure he knows who I be, cause he be's the one that lets me call me he. Ha, 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 ha. Cause he be's the one that lets me call me he. Ha. Cause he be's the one that let me. Fall back, get down from a long load. You can always just stop and take the long road. Man, this man gets tangled, she got that light gets go. Everything the light hits, it's yours on top of the totem pole. All they make us come with brutality. They could really care less about nationality. They rally beats to do the things unseen behind the veil. Gradually get only getting up there every other season of ingredients. By the time I count to 3, you'll be my enemy. When I count back down, you'll be your enemy. Maybe being on earth alone ain't all that bad. Take your bunkers on the moon, I ain't all that sad. Yo, dad said he was waiting here to protect me, still never left me. Sorry, he still neglects me, still never left me. Goddamn, your stepmom's so messy, still never left me. Damn, I'm so fucking crazy, he never left me though. Still messing with the flow. And maybe now you know. Well, this is how it goes. Ha. Ha ha.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Right. Star Walker. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Tell me what's cracking when you were down. Yeah. Okay, they say they was passing you all around. Yeah. Okay, what shit always happen when you around? Yeah. Okay, you got me like goddamn. 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 You got me fucked up. Goddamn, 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 you got me fucked up. Everything that you say, dog, is a lot of bull. Quit trying to take your life and make me responsible. Look, I ain't got nothing to do with anything of yours. So don't be calling my phone, nigga, when it rain and pours. I'm only giving messages, that's what they came for. My name sing in a demon smile like a can't store. Yeah, so don't be saying it in vain. Okay, and I ain't saying it again. Flight boss, catch me flying through the sky. I can never trust your word, cause you be lying all the time. Got me in my feelings and they rising like the tide. Flight boss, bitch, please don't try to call my line. Here's why. Yeah, tell me what's cracking when you was down. Yeah, okay, they say they was passing you all around. Yeah, okay, what shit always happen when you around? Yeah, okay, you got me like goddamn. 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 You got me fucked up. Goddamn, 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 you got me fucked up. Kinda made me feel guilty cause I fucked the any chill. Got me thinking where's homeboy that was paying your bills. I would've put your ass to work, but you lazy as hell. I ain't gonna waste my time. I ain't gonna waste my time, yeah. Just by the way you move, you get it removed. The choices that you choose got niggas confused. Look, I was never cool with you and your dudes. Goddamn, bitch. Man, I think I need a new spaceship. These monkey niggas out here is acting two-faced. I know I'm Bruce Wayne, but really I'm the pilot man. The flight cave got cameras, don't try it, man. Yeah, Johnny was cracking when you were down, yeah. Okay, they say they was passing you all around, yeah. Okay, why shit always happen when you around, yeah. Okay, you got me like goddamn. 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 You got me fucked up. Goddamn, 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 you got me fucked up.
My favorites.
$20 whole world was popping. Brush off my sneakers, keep the dust off them. Yeah, and I'm on the grind getting dumb profit. Ounce beats, one for cover when the drums dropping. Go. Oh boy, Productions 2010. OZ, RhymeSkeem. Hey, niggas wanna pop, then shit pops, but they ain't doing nothing right, cause they left pop. Listen, I ain't wanna brag about the ice and the jag and the flow that you call equivalent to the mag that a nigga acting up gets all day. And the kid ain't Trey, but the women still say, often stay concocting elemental chemicals of booth truth caution. It's quite common to go with the drama and problems of everybody's sauce might stew, but I ain't trying to add beef to the pot, cause the time that I waste will revolve around you, when I'm too busy trying to the pussy and the parties that I host on all night. So I call dead Cochran, and if you start talking, I pull a damn OJ. So nigga, what's poppin'? So y'all niggas are corny. Yeah. Nigga, what's poppin'? Say you mad sick, but you ain't coughing. Would be cool, leave you with an option. Set your ass free, you're up in the coffin. Hey, little buddy, what's poppin'? Verse, I'm burst like a double shotgun. You best to pay attention till I'm done talking. I'm taking over, and nothing under the sun stop. Sunset, yo. House is hella hot right now. Y'all niggas room temperature. It's so butter when I'm blowing on that corn. When my set is present, yeah, it's going on. We the ones that make the bottles go. I should have had my last drink a long time ago. Nah, sure to keep me up like some caffeine. Keep the coochie popping like some acne. And she ain't got no pimples, but her body bumping. I tell her, bring that puss out. I bust out, I'm nasty. And she was like, she like me like she like love. How I always make you smile and say the right stuff. And I'm precise with the pipes, kinda nice, huh? Got fine women lined up like a nightclub. And sunset keeping every show populated. I was drop the hot dookie while you're constipated. This is not pop music, I am not faking. We kinda crazy, treat the beat like a hot potato. Later. Nigga, what's poppin'? Say you mad sick, but you ain't coughing. Would be cool, leave you with an option. Set your ass free, you're up in the coffin. Hey, little buddy, what's poppin'? Verse, I burst like a double shotgun. You best to pay attention till I'm done talking. I'm taking over, and nothing under the sun stop. Sunset, nigga, what's poppin'? Say you mad sick, but you ain't coughing. Would be cool, leave you with an option. Set your ass free, you're up in the coffin. Hey, little buddy, what's poppin'? Verse, I burst like a double shotgun. You best to pay attention till I'm done talking. I'm taking over, and nothing under the sun stop. Sunset. Whole 5 Trey click was poppin'. Eddie B. Be nice, Michael. What the f is poppin', my niggas? Be nice, Mr. Bitches. Yeah. Medicine. Oh, nigga, what's poppin'? Brother, you know what it is. Killer, GTS. First of all, niggas can pop the fuck off.
out to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your new moon in Pisces. Much love to Umisa. She sent me that track recently. I forgot to tell y'all. I'll make sure to update it. You know, send me music if y'all want me to play it. I can play some music in the beginning, and then in different installments we can do the dance party again. First of all, I am 5'11". I am not 5'6". I might even be 6 feet right now, but I'm 5'11". The last time I got my height measured was like in high school. I don't think I've ever grown past 5'11". Apparently that's short. I think it's an inch away from 6 feet though, but whatever. And that music video y'all seen, someone said I sounded like a baby. That was 10 years ago. That was 2010. So that song is 12 years old. Shout out to Gideon OZ, the person you saw there. He's getting married. So that year you saw that, Jupiter was in Pisces, and that was the year I met him, and he's getting married in Nashville now, all right, to a childhood friend. So shout out to him. But yeah, that was 2010. That was the very first music video I ever shot. That was in my mom's crib. That was her kitchen you saw. She saw me with the apron, like, what are you wearing that apron for? I was like, no. Maybe I thought she was 6'2". I know I look tall to some people, but I'm just 5'11". I mean, I don't know. I personally, I haven't necessarily did the height recently. Maybe I'm an inch taller, but yeah, so far it looks like 5'11". Anyway, y'all, shout out to you. Right, we had masks on. I think about that now, like before the pandemic, we were wearing like freaking, I don't even know why I had that mask on. Like that makes no sense. So like it is what it is. That's still okay, above average height. Good to know. Because I don't know, some of these people be acting like 5'11" is short. Like anything under 6'3" is just like short as hell. But anyway, I do got some long ass legs. Get you your 6 feet certificate. There we go. I'll round the inch up. Yo, congratulations, y'all. If you're alive, you've completed the Hunger Games initiative. You know, they've been trying to kill y'all. But other than that, right? Yo, straight up. But other than that, you feel me? It's since we were cooking dope, that's true. That's why. But other than that, yeah, this is really key. All right. Shout out to Chicago that lifted the mandate. Vegas has lifted the mandates here. It's crazy. Every video that got my channel struck, I got struck for NI. I'm not even gonna say the word, something immunity. I got struck for telling people that the restrictions that they placed are gonna be. Remember 2021? I was like, hey, you know, they're gonna say that this isn't work and this doesn't work, but 2022, they'll say it works now. All that happened, but I got in trouble for it. I'm not the only one that got in trouble for it. You had legitimate scientists and doctors censored for no reason, but we are out of this cycle. Finally. Ugh. I don't have a favorite board game right now. I need to actually play them. I've played Clue and Monopoly, but I have to go back and play them. That's a really good question. I won Clue. I'm the reigning Clue champion in my fam right now, but my younger sister destroyed us in Monopoly. It was embarrassing. But other than that, yeah, yo. Whew. If you're alive right now, like you really want to kind of celebrate, go out, drink, make new friends, meet new people, or if you just stay in, you know what I'm saying? This is very true. Or if you just stay in, you know, just definitely enjoy, really take stock, okay? Because, yeah, shout out to Aquarian Essence. Don't be surprised if some game shows come out on mystical eliminations. We got some heat. I know we've been kind of slowing down, but coming into Aries season, the team's coming back, baby. So other than that, shout out to the Spirit of Truth. You may not necessarily understand how much you've evolved, like you will over the next couple months. And I don't even want to make this new moon ceremony like I'm gonna really speak towards, I got you, man. I'm gonna really speak towards like breaking down the transits from now to the full moon. First of all, moment of silence, okay, for Kirk. Moment of silence for Planet Watcher, okay? I want to share you the situation because a lot of people are asking. I've heard about Young Pharaoh too. Young Pharaoh's going through whatever drama he's going through. Normally when people go, if you mess with Young Pharaoh, just keep him in your prayers. I don't like to associate myself with gossip. and hearsay. So none of that's my business. All I know is that he's going through a Saturn return. So, this is Saturn return shenanigans you see in. But other than that, I want to show y'all something. Okay, let me give you an idea of what we're dealing with. Kirk Khan is actually the creator of planetwatcher.com. So Kirk is actually going through an awakening right now. He has realized he's the second coming of Christ and the one true king. And as you can see here, P-Brains don't understand the situation. They shut down his website, and now they huddle in pathetic puddles to try and understand the situation. Okay, and as you can see, dream host, I demand answers. I'm the second coming of Christ, the one true king of humanity, and your infants in your understanding of this. You have shut down my website, right? So, shout out to Kirk. Kirk, honestly, is a very controversial of a figure. He said a lot of things. We do need to pray for him. He said a lot of things. He's going through it. He said a lot of things that are going to be very controversial to people. I'm going to just be completely honest. He's not 30. Young Pharaoh's not even 30 yet. I'm going to be completely honest. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, that's what I'm saying. The dude made Planet Watcher. If he thinks that he's the second coming of Christ, he got that. I believe him. Worship, it is what it is. Because I ain't seen nobody else make Planet Watcher. Everyone is like, what's an alternative? What's an alternative? I'm going to make my own astrology system with that kind of program. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if this dude say he's the true king of humanity, I ain't see anybody else make this. He got that. My nigga got that shit. I'm going to just be real. If he say he Jesus. Fuck it. I don't even care. I ain't never seen any kind of Planet Watcher website like that in my life. So we finally know who the second coming is. And this nigga mad as hell. He's like, these freaking peons are shutting down my site. They don't like my authority. See, he's bringing out the whips and he's flipping tables over. It's the best program now. It's free. So it is what it is. Other than that, if you think about the second coming, right? If you think about the Christ consciousness that is coming in line, I want to speak really quickly to the archetypal personification of people awakening their God selves, okay? So if you think of God, it's a title, G-O-D, it's a judge, okay? So when you awaken your God self, you awaken your divinity that allows you to be the sovereign of your life, that allows you to actually make decisions to guide your life aligned with integrity. So the whole notion of being like Christ is aligning yourself with truth. There's been so much rhetoric, religious doctrine, differing denominations, all to really speak of the same truth. This is really just your ability amidst the collective cosmic delusions or collective conscious delusions, where people are getting so caught up on, I'm this God, I'm this God, I'm this God. That's not even the point. When Jesus said, ye are as gods, lowercase g's, right? We are as awakened beings who can tap into that whole oceanic source as the drop of an ocean, or as the ocean in a drop. So what you're seeing is, as people awaken to the personification of their own divinity, the mistake certain people make is they identify with some blanket. Does that make sense? Like, most people awakening to the concept of God, before they realize their unique individualization and expression of the big G source, will just say they're God. So this is like Togepi awakening from the egg. And so you don't necessarily want to be, you don't necessarily need to get so perturbed. Whenever you see someone develop a God complex, you're going to see a lot more God complexes being developed, because this is, of course, most people's way of making sense to the divinity awakening. And then once they get deeper, so they're either going to get stuck on that concept and think that they're God, or they're going to realize over time they're awakening this, and it's going to revert back into their heart, because there's literally nothing wrong with being yourself. Like there's nothing, like, people look at it the other way around. You didn't come here to be God. You came here to be human. Like the best thing you could be is human. You can literally get cut. You can ruin your whole life. Like it's the dopest shit. If you just, I know people don't think about it like that, but you have so much sovereign choice. You can decide to screw up your whole life, and you can decide to like be addicted to drugs. You can know pain. You can know defeat. That's one of the greatest blessings. You have the ability to experience the luxury of death. See how they got you fearing this shit? Death is everything you need to look forward to every day, where today you have the opportunity to pass and ascend into the next realm of existence. So keep that in mind, because anyone who truly is their God self will not tell you it. Okay. And so the flip side is, whenever angels or people who are sent from God they will tell you that they are that, right? But they're not just telling you like, I'm good. Like it's functional. Anyone who shows you or says that, there's going to be proof attached to it. There's going to be a synchronicity. There's going to be, you know what I'm saying? For example, somebody let me know that every single time they think about or hear about Saint Michael, my picture shows up. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I am not the only incarnate. By the way, there's a whole core of Lucifers. I can name you different Lucifer incarnates, from Obama to Kamala Harris. I have met several Archangel Michael incarnates, some who are truer more than me. In fact, Archangel Michael is just really an aspect of my spirit. I have actually met the true Archangel Michael. Motherfucker visited me the other day. Shout out to you, Michael. I know, and there's so many different Michaels I've been meeting that correlate this, because you are not just this. This is just like 1% of you. So, for example, we are all one God body. If you look at somebody else and they say that I am God, you are them. So when they say I am, you can also say I am. Does that make sense? If someone said that I am Archangel Michael, I am an aspect of them as Michael too. When they say I am, I'm identifying with the two, because we're not separate. So the illusion of separation and the ego will come in and be like, well, if that's who you are, then what am I? That illusion of separation makes you feel that that person's higher than you because they say they're God, when no, you're just a reflection of that person who is identifying their God self. Now, there's so many nuances to this. There are people who get in their ego and feel like they're a supreme God that is above or over other people. So, for example, when I say I am that I am, when I say that I represent the eternal word, when I say that I am God, I'm not saying that I am God relative to a position over you. I say that as a reflection to you, as an extra in your movie, because we are all one essence, expressed individually. So you have the word of God, Gemini. You have the heart of God, Leo. You have the mind of God, Aquarius. You have the voice of God, Libra. Lil Durk is the voice, Libra. Like, this is how everyone expresses this. And with free will, you could choose to take that expression of God and express it positively or negatively, protons or electrons, right? That was not the best analogy, but this is where you don't necessarily want to get so caught up in who is who, because this is not about arguing. It's about expressing. And welcome to Pisces season. It's about being, because shout out to, of course, David Palmer, energy is truth. You can lie with words. You can't lie with energy. So as you start to see people awaken, you're going to start to see the ego soul mind body disconnect between the brain's inability to process something divine outside of this reality. And it's going to cause glitches. It's going to cause people to be confused about their identity. You didn't come here to be God, my friend. You came here to be you. Like, you're a spirit. So you already came from a godly place. The best thing you are is a flawed human, because your perception of a flaw isn't a flaw. Everything is perfect. Your perception of what is imperfect does not make it imperfect. When you see a baby get brutally murdered on the street, that is all a part of the perfection of reality. You may perceive that and be like, that's horrible. That baby got killed. That's flawed. But there's nothing flawed about that. The only thing flawed about that is your perception around what's supposed to be perfect. And I know that's controversial to say, but this is kind of getting you out of the subjectivity of your perception versus the objectivity. Because to you, that baby being brutally murdered is a horrible thing, but in the grand scheme of things, there is not a single thing that happens that wasn't in the cog and wheel interlap so that that baby died, so that the person who witnessed that could write a book to inspire hundreds of thousands of people. And all of these things had to happen. When you play God, you start to, and thank you, God, not big G, right? You start to now realize when you try and play God, you start to act like you know when things should or should not happen, but you're just one vessel, okay? So really keep that in mind, because the essence of you is more than just this physical vessel. When you say and tap into your God self, you are not taking the entirety of that in this 1% of you. You exist outside of this. This is just your physical vessel that harnesses this. But what Pisces is teaching you is that there are multidimensional aspects of yourself, shout out to the goddess and shout out to the gods, who actually interface with other aspects of other people, all right, outside of just your physical experience. We know this with the theory of non-locality and quantum mechanics, and these unseen metaphysical aspects of yourself are not limited per se to being physical in just your immediate environment. And this is what now this new moon in Pisces is getting you ready to step into. You have now set the stage for your physical self if you're born before Pluto Sagittarius. So if you're born after Pluto Sag, if you're Pluto Capricorn and you're born from 2008 to now, you are getting ready to step into, over the next 12 years, your awakening cycle. So Pluto Cap and Pluto Sag are getting ready to go through the awakening cycle that Pluto Libra and Pluto Scorpio went through. Now it's Pluto Sag and Pluto Cap. In 12 years from now, Pluto Aqua would have been born. So it's going to be Pluto Aqua while the Pluto Pisces are being born. Deep shit. So every single one of you are getting ready to enter a divine portal into the full exploration of your divine being. Whether you're a Pisces rising, and so it's your divine self, or you're a Virgo rising, and so that divine being is expressed in your awareness through other people, okay? The greatest, the most legendary aspect of what we're going through now is your perception and how you join this piece of the puzzle. And thank you so much, Shelby. Much, much, much appreciated. It's so very important because you're now finally getting into a place. Shout out those of you born 88 with North Node and Pisces. This is going to be one for the books for y'all. This is, of course, a new moon cycle with Jupiter and Pluto that ironically is not only evolving the spirituality that has been influencing humanity since 248 years ago, but now including advancements of technology and also demonic invasion of vibrations within psychological maladies within people and cultural and social, cultural implications. Forget anything I was just going to say. Superpowers, y'all. Superpowers. Anyway, this is actually legitimately bringing online superpowers. By the time we're in Aries season, you're activating your Power Ranger identification and you're meeting with the rest of the Power Rangers and your busting missions. Literally, transit talks coming back soon. So we're going to talk about with Mars and Venus and Aquarius, how you're finally, now that you've actualized your power, you're meeting, shout out to Chene, you're meeting with other people in your team to move as a team. Mars and Venus and Saturn in Aquarius is you finally busting missions during Aries season, the beginning of the new year as a team. All right. Shout out to Purnell. Retreat coming soon. Shout out to Mystical Illuminations. A lot of heat coming through. And yeah, baby. So I just kind of wanted to make this more celebratory You are legitimately at the end of a 12-year cycle. Chapter 12 of the last chapter of this book collectively is going to complete in 6 months from now. And you want to open yourself up to new beliefs. These are seeds being placed. There are, of course, okay, a deeper understanding of this new pantheon of the gods that are coming in through the younger generation, the walk-in souls, okay? What this is doing is ushering in a series of mass extinction events that will weed away anyone who is not necessarily awakened. Now, this is not some cult like us versus them thing. This is not, oh, you have to be good enough to awaken. This is purely your sovereign choice and decision. There's only one sovereign, and that's Jesus Christ. That's God, right? However, we all have our free will choices. And so, that being said, a rapture of some sorts, these mass extinction events will encompass animals, plants, and human beings that decide they want out through their behavior. So you're going to see a lot of people dying, but it's not because they're not woke enough. They're not good enough. This is their decision they've made in the way they've aligned their soul to be a part of this new earth and new heaven. So moving forward, you're going to see me switch a lot of my communication. Everything the past 12 years was about waking up and manifesting superpowers. We're good. You're not going to see me talking about superpowers anymore because you've activated them. This next cycle is about exploring and fully mastering new perceptions around the higher multidimensional faculty of yourself and how to actually bring out these new abilities at the next level. So let's say the past 12 years, you've been reading tarot. This next 12 years, purely intuition. You don't even need tarot. It's next level. Aries, Taurus, and Gemini is going to, through Aries, manifest the identity of this new person. Taurus, the eclipse, going to make everything real. And then Gemini, you're literally developing new magical abilities, okay, in this transcendent transit while Jupiter is starting a new cycle in Aries. Okay, thank you, Belinda. And I'm just so glad, I'm just so happy to be with y'all. We're building community. Pisces is my 11th house. So by this time next year, I have an office space where we're doing these ceremonies live streamed and we can all meet more physically because that's the wave. That's definitely the move. And listen, the past 2 years have tested your personal conviction. Like if you made a mistake and you gave in, you will be forgiven. Moving forward, it's life or death. There's no more leeway. Let 2020 and 2021 teach you. Many of you were coerced to make decisions against your will. Many of you were pressured to make decisions that in your heart you didn't want to make. And some of you did not make those decisions and you sacrificed jobs, family, friends, only for now, everything that they demonized you for, they're saying you were right. Let's just be honest. Only for now, they're turning around and being like, okay, we were wrong about this. We were wrong about this. And so think about that. This is not to be like we told you so. Think about that. Thank you, Just Jai. Think about the fact that you held true to your convictions and it paid off. You had to go through a year and a half of connecting with people like us to encourage you to keep moving forward. Don't listen to the BS. And it paid off. Okay? Some of you compromised. And I don't want you to feel demonized, like shame on you. Learn from that lesson. Some of you, I'm not talking about those of you who wanted to do it. If you wanted to do it, you should do it. That's amazing, okay? Because there's no right or wrong answer. Everyone is different. I'm talking about if you didn't want to do it and against your wishes, you did it. Learn from that. You did something you didn't want to do only to be told, hey, you didn't really need to do it. The reason why I'm saying learn from this is we're going to see a recycled version of this happen over the next 5 years. So this was like a 2-3 year chapter. It started 2020, it strengthened 2021, it completed 2022. They're phasing it out, new cycle in Aries. This is going to go through the next 3 years from, so remember, Capricorn, Aqua, Pisces. Now we're going to do Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Brand new season series of fuckery and bullshit. And if you let these same people play you, this will come with like there's no leeway. This is life or death. If you listen to the wrong advice, you will die. Listen to the people who died already. Listen to the soccer. Listen to the people who dropped dead because they took some. Okay, I'm not trying to scare people away with that rhetoric. I'm just speaking facts. Okay, the purpose of me saying this is don't be afraid to stand firm in your conviction. Let 2020 teach you that it paid off. Yeah, you might have had to go through some inconvenience, but was it worth it? Cool, because they're going to do it again. And so when they do it again, don't worry. Just remember what they did 2020, 2021. Hold steadfast. Stand your goddamn ground, and let's move forward with this revolution. Because now you're getting ready to manifest Uranus, North Node, and Taurus, the 100,000% results to the past 2.5 years of evolution. And let me tell you, language, I'm about to curse, you are a badass motherfucker. You literally survived a whole psyop meant to completely put you in a box, if not kill you. Yeah, even if you're living and breathing, your sense of identity, your original thoughts, and your actual true self would have been killed, and you're regurgitating other people's ideas. So yeah, you're living and breathing, but you're dead. Your spirit is dead. Okay, and you survived that. Bitcoin is going to fall before it rises again. Okay, and for those of you who want some stock insight, I'm not a stock master, but statistically speaking, World War I and World War II, you saw the market crash and then it rose significantly. So when that market crashes, whether there's war or not, you'll buy and hold, baby. Now, I'm not a advisor, and I'm not a fighter. I don't even invest in stocks like that. I have few crypto and stocks, but yeah, so don't take my advice. I'm just giving you facts as far as like what happened where we went into. But other than that, whew, please understand that this was a beta test and also you coming into the results of this test. But what's coming next is everything that you've been prepared for. And it's the reason why I'm gonna read this book, because you know, war is not even gonna be that bad. Like war that you see is necessary. Okay, so I mean, I'm not gonna say don't pray to end war. It's just useless. Like any of you praying to end war, that it's not gonna end. Like you're seeing a series of conflicts and skirmishes that are going to actually, you know, go a little bit out of hand because things have to get worse before they get better. But it's through these conflicts that we're going to see so much come to light. How to survive off the grid. I got this at Whole Foods. Okay, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't hope for the best. We just want to be realistic here, because personally, now that we're revisiting this apocalypse cycle with Mars, Venus, and Pluto, okay, in Capricorn, right now as we speak, as we're kicking off this new cycle, we are fundamentally awakening and transforming who we're moving forward with and how we're moving forward. So I want you to look at this new moon cycle as the activation of a brand new belief in the collective and in the divine. Belief in your abilities. And what's going to open up here is a miracle. Over the next 24 to 48 hours, you are going to activate a brand new, evolved, miraculous, divine way to put everything you've been coming around together. Comment an exclamation mark emoji if, and I've said this before, so it's going to apply again because this happened, Cap, Aqua, now is the final time. If you need that final piece of the puzzle, it's like over the past 12 years, you've learned this, then you learned this, then the next year you learn this, then you learn that, then you've grasped this, and now you're like, how do I put everything together? How do I make sense of like everything I've learned? You're literally being handed that puzzle piece. It's you. That last puzzle piece is you. And so many of you have been frustrated, like, what do I do? What do I do? But there's nothing you can do. You already did it. It's just really impatience because you feel it, but you don't know how to make sense of it. Cool. This is going to literally unfold for you. Pisces is going to answer every question of why everything the past 12, 24 years has happened for you. Because you're a badass motherfucker. You're the most badass being alive. Not compared to other badass beings, but compared to other previous versions of yourself with which you can stand equal with everyone else who's badass. And I really hate how kumbaya unity this. I'm just trying to be completely factual. So this is so very important because you played yourself. You underestimated yourself. You may not necessarily have understood how much you've evolved. So when you go through this cycle of evolution, in a few short 2 weeks, this is going to terrify you. Every single fear that you had around what you don't do well, you're going to realize you're way better at it than you thought. And it was your own limitations and opinions about the idea of you that held you back. This new moon in Pisces is going to unveil the final piece of the onion, and you're going to tap into your true being, not the idea of you, not even your own limiting ideas of you, which is not you. Your limiting beliefs and idea of you is not you. And so this is going to scare a lot of you because you're going to look face to face at who you are becoming, and you're going to realize it is absolutely nothing like who you thought you were. It's absolutely nothing close to the limiting beliefs about yourself that held yourself back and dimmed your shine. You're way more badass than that. And it might intimidate a lot of you, as it should, because you're super badass. Okay. Like you are super badass. And I need to kind of illustrate this in the sense that there was so much white noise. There was so much interference you were dealing with. There was no way for you to see this. Well, check it out. Now Jupiter is coming over Neptune. See, when Jupiter was behind Neptune, it was behind a fog. When Jupiter was behind Saturn, it was behind a wall. Now you have the opportunity to experience, shout out to Nina, just how magical you've always been. Hold on, I have to do this. This is killing me. Ugh. I'm gonna spit a freestyle too, just cause I'm gonna spit a freestyle soon. Shout out to Gemini Brown. I got a new track. I'm gonna put him on. That's that dude, by the way. I'm gonna fly to New Jersey. We're gonna do it. That track. Okay, so other than that, I had to put that chapstick on because I just couldn't stand it. Can y'all hear this beat? Let me know if you can hear that beat. I'm gonna spit to that soon. But other than that, all right, y'all. Had to get my chapstick. Other than that, yeah. There's so much variables that are coming into this. I don't necessarily want to be like, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. There's a whole new metaverse we're stepping into. Mind you, Virgo, there's nothing in Virgo. There's nothing in Leo. There's nothing in Scorpio. There's nothing in Libra. We're not going to have anything major in there for at least 17 years. Like Jupiter will go there like in another 6 years from now. Jupiter is the closest outer planet that's going to go there. The next is going to be Saturn in like 17 years. So like we don't have any social environments because we're going through mass extinction events. If you type into Google right now, the 6th mass extinction event is actually happening. And mass extinction events is not limited to human beings. 2019, we had about 1 billion animals die. So like this is the cycle that's bringing in a brand new social. Let me just kind of spark notes this for you. The younger generation of Pluto Sagittarius and Pluto Caps are going to be with older Pluto Scorpio, Virgos, and Libras and some Leos, where it's like a small amount of the population is reseeding and repopulating the earth. Because there's that much dramatically less people, there's going to be more resources for those people. So everyone will be wealthy at the cost of millions of people dead. And considering that near 1 million people died with pestilence, just no wars here. And a lot of things are just going to happen so quickly. This is not to fear monger you. No. And I know this is going to be hard for a lot of people to understand, because when you're in this 3D construct, you're literally experiencing your reality real time with your movement and within time and space. So if you were to actually look, like I think Pisces or Aquarius you do this, if you were to look at humanity from a bird's eye view, moving at once, you would see all this shit is orchestrated. You would see we move as a body, okay? So it may not necessarily make sense to you that what occurs to people, they decided to. I'm not talking about what other people decide to do to them, but I'm talking about at minute unconscious ways where they could have gone to the store, right? But something was like, stay home. And so they didn't go to the store and they didn't die. Versus someone who went to the store and died. These are the minute decisions that people make that at an unconscious level, they're choosing. So don't feel bad for people. That's disrespectful to them. In our perception, it's going to look like such a bad thing, but you have to think ultimately, like beyond this construct, how everything is like a cog and every sequence has to happen a certain way. You don't want to get caught up arguing real time in time and space. Was this meant to happen? Why did this happen? That's a total distraction. Keep on moving. You will get all those answers after the fact. You'll reunite with these people after life, okay? So just keep that in mind, because there's going to be a very unconventional attitude and approach towards what we're coming into, especially now. The reason why I preface Virgo, there's no Virgo for at least a decade. So we're not having any real social activity. If you see a lot of people complain that there's not a lot of real social activity, look at their Pluto. It's probably in Virgo. It's probably in Leo. It's probably in Libra. Those people haven't realized yet their world is dead. It's done. We're opening up to metaverses. If you think about Pisces and Aquarius, the cloud, this is now proliferating a new cycle of communities that exist within clouds, virtual realities. And a lot of people may look at that as going backwards, but no, bitch, we're going forwards. This is no different than 10, 20 years ago when people are like, oh, people are going to be on smartphones. And now smartphones constitute most of people's careers. We're just getting with the times. Whether it's a part of an AI transhumanism agenda, you just have to adapt. But like, that's a thing. It's not anything to like be sad or mad about. You just need to get with the times. So like straight up. So this is the Neptune Pisces metaversal entrance. The last time Neptune was in Pisces, we didn't have the technology to simulate this expansive element of imagination like we do now. So the turn of the entire collective is happening, mutable sign, in front of your face right now. And here's the most important thing. It's still too soon to speculate what exactly is going to happen. By the time we get to Gemini season, you will have already made decisions, because Pisces is infinite potential. So you still need to decide who you are, Aries. You still need to manifest the value of that. And then once you gain an intellectual awareness of how to think about it, that's when you're going to start to realize, okay, this is what's really going to happen. So predictions will start to make more sense post Gemini season. I can give you a prediction and I'm psychic as fuck, so it'll come true, but it's not astrologically, scientifically accurate as much as it is intuitive psychic ability. Okay, why? Because anything can happen, y'all. Tomorrow, we can all die from a nuclear attack. Or we can all decide to have peace and end all war. Elon Musk can legitimately end world hunger, like he put in billions, and we can like that's the mutable sign. Mutability is adaptable. So before we make the decision in Aries, we are in a portal right now where literally anything can happen. And that's why, okay, perceptually, you want to keep, we can even do an intention. Everyone make an intention right now to make a wish for the collective. Make a wish for yourself, make a wish for your social environment, and make a wish for the collective, okay? Think of that wish And then before we leave, we'll set an intention. And what's going to happen is, don't make that wish if you don't want it to come true, and don't make any petty wish like I want my crush to. Like, make sure you really want it. This is the one new moon ceremony where your wish will come true instantly. As soon as moon is in Aries, like, it's manifesting. Especially right now. Okay, so congratulations. The synchronicities that you're going to gain is going to complete synchronization that you've been synthesizing for over 20 years. This is going to now step you into the next level of psychic understanding. Okay. And the only thing else that I have to say is congratulations. There's so much more I want to say, but I don't want to say too much for the collective, right? And this is where personally, right? Thank you, Jordan. It was intimidated because this is going to be real. We have 522 people, and Pisces is wish energy, collective wish energy. Legend has it when over 12 people, when at least 12 people of just each zodiac sun sign come together and make an intention, it's going to come true. But because this is a collective magic, Pisces is so Gemini is individual thoughts, but Pisces is everyone coming together and making a wish. It's going to come true. We're even going to wish that everyone else's wishes comes true in alignment with the highest light and good of all, in case some people have fucked up wishes. So it's going to be real instantly because Uranus is in Taurus. And out of every sensitive energy, considering that many of you have already seen results with this, Pisces with Neptune and Jupiter is going to have this come true. Okay, so think about your wishes right now. It's going down. In fact, before the day ends, you will manifest a sign for the next step forward to let you know that this is going true. We're going for a ride. This portal is going to take you through Aries season. You're going to take actions through Aries season, and then you're going to manifest the promised land in Taurus. So Pisces is adjusting your perception, and then Aries is the direction you're going to go through, and then Taurus is the land you're going to land on, because we're in the ocean right now, and we're going to sail Aries into a direction and then find the promised land and land, and it's going to be a whole new regime. It's going to be a whole new game. Okay. For those of you who are legends, right? For those of you Pisces 12th housers, Pisces moons, Pisces sun moon signatures, you're leading the vanguard. But personally, I just want to really, you know what I'm saying? Elohim, hold me to it. This shit better manifest. This is not a joke. I'm not just saying this. Like, hold me to that. Like, everything that you wish for today, it's going to be a threefold wish. It's going to come true. And if it doesn't come true today, you're going to get a sign that will lead you forward to letting you know it's coming true. Because some of you are going to wish for things that will take more than a day to manifest, right? Cool. Because you got to trust the timing of the universe. So other than that, and oh, by the way, listen, Jupiter is in Neptune. So don't wish for some mundane, practical wish. If it was Virgo energy, I would be like, okay, don't be too overboard. Like, wish for something practical. Wish for something realistic that can really, don't do that. Wish for some crazy, this dream is too big shit. Like, wish to fly. Like, wish, challenge yourself with this one. Wish something that if you were to tell people, they'd laugh at you. Really wish for your dreams. And the key is for whatever to occur now. Like, let's push it. Let's push it. Because this is Jupiter, Neptune. We're never going to have a Jupiter. This is the most magical new moon in 248 years. I'm just saying right now. It's that magical, okay? It's really magical. So keep that in mind. Shout out to Sarah, who always does it. There's so much more I want to say. Oh my gosh, thank you. I didn't even realize that. Thank you, Nina. And yeah, there's so much more I want to say. For example, Empower wants to make $100,000 a month. You need to dream bigger, my friend. The universe is going to be like, that's it? That's it? What do you mean? You need to be making infinity dollars a month. Wish to make an infinite amount of money a month. Is that impossible to you? Wish for that. So that's another wish. Make your, if your regular wish is realistic, make your extra wish, make an extra unrealistic wish that's going to be realistic, because you're the legend. So what makes you the legend is that you're going to make something that's seemingly impossible possible. Okay, because you're possible. So forget making $100,000 a month. That's beneath you. You make an unlimited amount of money a month. Are you serious? You're limitless. This is the energy we're working with, okay? No, I'm cool with the 100K a month. I feel you until that economy crashes and then they wear shit. No, I'm just joking. No, I feel you. There's nothing wrong with being content. And wish for what you want. Don't let me bully you to change your wish. But personally, you know what I'm saying? Shit, wish to never think about money. Exactly. Like keep this in mind. So there's so much more I want to say. Okay. For example, like Pluto coming out of Cap, this is the last year that Saturn will be in Aqua and Pluto in Cap. So this is a huge transition year. And then Uranus and Taurus, that's sextiling Neptune, everything that you're imagining will hyper manifest. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I already put it in here, but if not, I'm gonna re-put it. I want you guys, I'm going to refresh this page, right? I think it's already there. It's already there. So if you look at the description box below, I've given you 2 resources that will hook you up. I want to say so much more, but I'll let these people say it. So I basically gave you the theory. I basically gave you the insight about what we're doing. Okay. That being said, oh, shout out to you, David. Much appreciated. Oh, and you too, Sharon. Good looks to all of y'all. Okay. Once again, like you just got the theory, right? Like this is stepping you into an understanding of magic that will pace your imagination with your reality. So I have in the link below, okay, the link to E Squared, the audiobook, and also to Feeling is the Secret. And shout out to David, by the way. Shout out to the historical that they're working on. I know there's a history, there's an astrology history piece that Anne and David are working on that you should check out. And one that they did before historical with Jackson Man, great series. So shout out to you, David. Nice to see you here. And yeah, 10 years and running. Amen to that. And that's really cool, especially to see like, you know what I mean? Like so much results and growth from what we've been doing. But basically considering the fact that you're stepping into this greater understanding of magic, what Pisces is going to simulate, Pisces is outside of time and space. Okay. So concerning that, right? You're going to be feeling and imagining what you wish, but you're going to be feeling it like it's real. So if you look down below, I have E Squared and Feeling is the Secret. Listen to those 2 audiobooks, apply throughout all of Pisces season those mechanics, and by Taurus season, you will have hyper manifested through Aries every single thing you've ever wanted. This is literally the portal through which to be fish-tarded and imaginary reality. So just pretend you're a Mars and Pisces and you're feeling that you're with the love of your life, with all the career success you've ever wanted, and everyone who you're talking to, you're existing as if it's a reality. You feel all of that now, then you take actions as that Aries, and I promise you in 2 short months by Taurus season, it's all real, baby. Okay, so there's so much more I want to say. You guys are so fucking awesome. You guys are so amazing. Looking forward to connecting closer with all of you. More series on the way. And other than that, let's do this ritual real quick. So I want you to come up with one personal wish. All right. The more impossible seeming it is, the better. I want you to come up a wish for the social environment around you, or maybe those close for you. And then I want you to come up with a third collective wish. Okay. So you can say that within your heart. You can say that out loud. All right. After you say those wishes, I want you to set the intention to wish for everyone else's wishes to come true. And then we're going to release it. So there you go. Personally, I wish to, as always, manifest and step into my most powerful self, activate my absolute form, or just operate in full alignment. My social wish is for everyone else's wishes connecting here in this social platform to come true in alignment with the greatness and goodness of humanity and the universe. And my collective wish is the same, so that all of us are aligned to do the will of God and express what we're meant to, whether we think that's good or bad. Let us all reveal the truth through each other. And yeah, I set the intention collectively for all of us to receive a sign and also attached to an infinity. That's crazy. I was going to say to receive a sign attached to an infinity, and Maggie just commented an infinity. We already got the synchronicities on deck. And other than that, after you set this wish, release it to the universe and allow this magic to unfold accordingly. All right. Shout out to the Pisces holding space. Pisces are wish granting genies, the suns and the moons. And the card that I got is the world. So this is the completion that's going to bring you so much success, abundance, and happiness. We got the world card, y'all. I want you to think about the culmination of everything that has led you to this point. You've learned all the lessons you need to learn, and you're graduating now. You're getting ready to step onto this next level of success. Many of you are going to come into just such extraordinary, incredible news. So with that being said, y'all stay blessed as always. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this new magical adventure moving on forward. Make sure that you show up as your truest self, and maintain that as we navigate through these challenges. Don't give in to the illusion of separation. They want us to fight each other. They want us to argue with each other. All right. Be real with each other. But remember that our enemy is not flesh and blood, but the spiritual forces of wickedness in high places, fallen angels, principalities, and powers. Y'all stay blessed as always. And until next time. Peace.